You know those moments in movies where everything seems finished and the character looks like they're about to lose their life. And at the very last second, something unbelievable happens.
What?
Well, what if I told you that such moments not only happen in films, but in real life also? There are people who faced death right in the eye and still walked away alive and smiling. In this video, we're going to look at the lives of those rare individuals who survived the impossible and proved how strange destiny can be. Number 1. Franz Selak. Franz Selak was a music teacher from Croatia, also known as the world's luckiest unlucky man. He survived death 7 times in his life. When he was traveling in a train in 1962, the train suddenly fell into a river. 17 people died, but Franz somehow survived with only minor injuries. A year later, the plane he was flying in crashed and he was thrown out through the door, landing safely in a haystack while everyone else on board lost their lives. He also survived a bus accident when the bus he was traveling in skidded off a mountain road and fell into a valley. Later, he got into 2 car explosions but escaped both times without serious harm. And even once, he was hit by a bus, but he walked away alive. After all these unbelievable incidents, in 2003, luck rewarded him when he won the lottery and became a millionaire. And finally, in 2016, he passed away at the age of 87 due to natural causes. What do you think about him? Was he really lucky or unlucky? Tell me in the comments below. Number 2. Joan R. Ginther. Joan Ginther was a woman from Texas, United States, who became famous for being called the luckiest woman in the world. She won the lottery not once, but 4 different times in her life. Her first big win came in 1993 when she won $5.4 million. After that, she kept buying tickets from the same small store in her hometown, and unbelievably, she won again and again. In 2006, she won $2 million, then $3 million in 2008, and finally a massive $10 million in 2010. The chances of one person winning 4 times are almost impossible, about 1 in 18 septillion. But for Joan R. Ginther, luck seemed to be a permanent part of her life. Number 3. Tsutomu Yamaguchi. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was an engineer from Japan, and he is known as the only person officially recognized for surviving both atomic bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In August 1945, Tsutomu was in Hiroshima on a business trip when the first atomic bomb exploded over the city. He was just 3 kilometers away from the center of the blast. The explosion burned his body and damaged his eardrums, but somehow he survived. Just 3 days later, he returned to his hometown Nagasaki, thinking he had escaped the worst. But fate had another plan. The second atomic bomb was dropped there too. Tsutomu once again found himself near the explosion, but survived that one as well. He lived a long life and passed away in 2010 at the age of 93. Number 4. Violet Jessup. Violet was a nurse and ship stewardess from Argentina. She survived 3 ship accidents in her life. In 1911, she was working on a ship called RMS Olympic. The ship met with an accident after crashing into another ship in the sea. It was badly damaged, but Violet managed to survive. A year later, in 1912, she was on the Titanic when it hit an iceberg and began to sink. She helped many passengers get into lifeboats and was later rescued. Once again, she survived. And during World War I, she was traveling on the Britannic when it hit a mine and sank in the sea. Violet jumped into the water, got injured, but survived once again. After all these incidents, she continued working on ships and lived a long life. People later called her Miss Unsinkable. Number 5. Roy Sullivan. Roy Sullivan was a park ranger from the United States known as the human lightning rod. He was struck by lightning 7 times and survived every single one of them. The first lightning strike hit him in 1942 while he was in a lookout tower. His clothes caught fire, but he managed to escape. The second strike came in 1969 when he was driving his truck, and the lightning jumped from a nearby tree into his vehicle. After that, he was struck again and again, once while standing in his backyard, another time inside a ranger station, and even once while fishing. Every time, he got burns and injuries, but he lived. These strikes left burn marks and scars on his body, and even his hair and eyebrows were burned several times. People around him believed he attracted lightning wherever he went, but Roy simply called it bad luck. Surviving 7 lightning strikes made him one of the luckiest and unluckiest men in history. Number 6. Bill Morgan. Bill Morgan was a truck driver from Australia whose life completely changed after a series of unbelievable events. One day, he met with a serious car accident and was declared clinically dead for 14 minutes. Doctors managed to bring him back to life, and after spending 12 days in a coma, he finally woke up. To celebrate his second chance at life, Bill bought a scratch lottery ticket and won a brand new car. A few days later, a TV crew came to film him reenacting that lucky moment for the news. While doing the reenactment, he scratched another ticket on camera, and this time he won $250,000 right in front of everyone. From dying once to winning twice, Bill Morgan's story is a perfect example of how fate can completely turn around in just a moment. Number 7. Martin de Jonge. Martin was a Dutch cyclist who escaped plane death not once but 2 times in the most unbelievable way. In 2014, he had booked a ticket on Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, the flight that mysteriously disappeared over the Indian Ocean. But just before the trip, he decided to change his flight to save some money, and that decision saved his life. A few months later, he again booked a ticket on another Malaysia Airlines flight, MH17, which was later shot down over Ukraine. And surprisingly, just like before, Martin changed his flight at the last minute. 2 flights that ended in tragedy, and both times he avoided them by chance. Martin de Jonge truly proved that sometimes even a small decision can change your entire destiny. Number 8. The Apollo 12 mission. The Apollo 12 mission was carried out by 3 astronauts, Charles Conrad, Richard Gordon, and Alan Bean. They are remembered not just for reaching the moon, but also for surviving one of the most dangerous launches in space history. Just after the rocket took off in 1969, it was suddenly struck by lightning. Not once, but twice within a few seconds. All the warning lights in the spacecraft turned red, and almost every system shut down. For a moment, it looked like the entire mission was over. But the astronauts stayed calm, and with the help of ground control, they managed to reset the systems and bring the spacecraft back to normal. Against all odds, they continued their journey and successfully landed on the moon. Number 9. Henry Ziegler. Henry Ziegler was from Texas, whose story shows how fate can surprise you in ways no one can imagine. In the 1890s, Henry ended his relationship with his girlfriend. She couldn't handle the pain of losing him and ended her life. Her brother was filled with anger and decided to take revenge. He took a gun and shot Henry, but surprisingly, the bullet only brushed Henry's face and got stuck in a tree nearby. Thinking his shot had killed Henry, her brother ended his own life on the spot. Henry survived and thought he had escaped death, but fate had a different plan for him. After almost 20 years later, he tried to cut that same tree using an axe, but the wood was too hard to cut. So he placed small dynamite pieces inside the tree hole and moved away. When the dynamite exploded, the same old bullet from the tree flew out with great force and hit him on the head, killing him instantly. This story proves that no one can escape what's meant to find them. Number 10. Jason and Jenny Cairns Lawrence. Jason and Jenny were a married couple from England who experienced something almost unbelievable. They were present during 3 major terrorist attacks in 3 different countries and survived all of them. In 2001, they were visiting New York City when the 9/11 attacks took place. They were shocked but managed to stay safe. 4 years later, in 2005, they were in London when a series of bomb blasts shook the city, known as the 7/7 bombings, and once again, they escaped without harm. And in 2008, they traveled to Mumbai for a vacation where they were caught in the middle of the Mumbai terror attacks. They stayed inside their hotel room until it was safe to come out and survived yet again. Jason and Jenny Cairns Lawrence became known as the luckiest couple in the world, as fate spared them 3 times from deadly tragedies. These stories remind us that sometimes life can change in just a single moment. Whether it's luck, fate, or destiny, some people are simply born to survive.